Don't forget, for factoring, ask yourselves every time, is there a GCF that can be factored out of the polynomial? We have a trinomial here. So question 3, 6x squared minus 13x plus 5. There isn't a GCF, but we're going to factor this trinomial by using the slide and divide method, or we can say slide, divide, and bottoms up method. So let's take the leading coefficient, which is 6. We're going to multiply it to the last term. What are factors of 30 that would add to give us negative 13? So we're going to slide. Here are factors of 30, 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. So this is a good question because there are two possible set of factors we can use, but you have to pay close attention because think of your sign rules, okay, as we set up our template. Think of your sign rules. The sign of the last term is positive, so we're going to have the same sign, so two negatives. So if we apply negatives to these sets of factors here, only one set will add to give us negative 13, and that is 3 and 10. If we apply two negatives to the 2 and to the 15, you're saying negative 2 plus negative 15, that gives us negative 17, so that doesn't work. So we have negative 3, we have negative 10. So let's go ahead and write those numbers there, okay, for our last term. Then, in order for us to divide, use the coefficient of the first term, this 6. We're going to divide the 6. This is your divide part. We're going to divide and reduce. 10 and 6, we can divide a 2 out. That gives us a 5, and this is a 3. And then once we divide, we go bottoms up, meaning take this 2 from the bottom and go up and multiply it to the attach it to the first term. So here's our solution. 2x minus 1, and this 3 bottoms up. 3x minus 5, and that is our answer. 2x minus 1 times 3x minus 5. Example 4. 6x squared minus 5xy minus 4y squared. Is there a GCF? No, we do not have one. So we're going to slide, divide, and bottoms up. Okay, so be mindful of the variables that you have for the first term and last term because you definitely want to break those terms down. So let's slide. First of all, take the 6, multiply it to the negative 4. Look at the signs in front of each term. So what are factors of negative 24 that adds to give you, that will add, when you add those factors, you will have negative 5. So that was your slide. First, let's list 24. Then we'll do negative 24. 1 and 24, 2 and 12. What's that? 3 and 8, 4 and 6. We want negative 24 that when we apply the negative to one of those factors, it would give us negative 5. Let's set up our template. Let's break down the variables. We have x, and we have y and y for the last term. Sign of the last term is negative, so that means the signs are going to be different. Which factors will you use? The 3 and the 8. But what has to be positive? Which number has to be positive? Which number has to be negative when you add? The 3 has to be positive. The 8 must be negative. 3 plus negative 8 gives us negative 5. So when we fill in the trinomial part, excuse me, when we fill in our parentheses for the last term, 3 goes to the positive, 8 goes to the negative. So next we're going to divide and reduce. So we're going to take the 6, the leading coefficient of the first term, 6, and we're going to divide it into the last term and reduce. 8 and 6, 8y and over 6, we can divide a 2 out of that. And then bottoms up, where we're going to take the binomial, look at the 2 that's in the denominator and bring it up. So we have here 2x plus 1y, or we just say y, times, let's look at the next one, that's your bottoms up, 3x minus 4y. And there's our answer.